So this is Jason with Laundromat List, and today we're in the Laundromat and we're talking with Bo. Bo has a little bit of a story. So laundromats have all types of customers, people that have housing, people that have laundry in their own homes, people that have great washing machines. Sometimes they break, so they'll show up in a laundromat because, you know, their machine breaks and they need a place to do their laundry. So today we're meeting Bo, and Bo has a story that's a little different than your average laundromat user. So, how you doing, Bo?
I'm all right.
And you and I have sort of seen each other for at least three years or so?
On and off for 4 years.
4 years. So when I first met you, I think you were living in a yurt, if I'm not mistaken. So Bo is homeless, or I guess you would, as you would say, unhoused, or
Yep.
what
I refer to it as unhoused.
Unhoused.
I was born in Northampton, but I was raised in the Berkshires.
in the Berkshires.
It
It's
took me until 2019 to find my way home.
2019. And if I'm not mistaken, you grew up in foster homes.
Yes.
And about how many foster homes were you in?
I don't know. I lost track somewhere after 8 between the foster homes, bridge homes, behavioral treatment programs.
And you were in high school in Western Massachusetts.
Yes.
And you came back to Northampton right before the pandemic in 2019.
Yep.
And what's it like? What is your general experience living in Northampton in your circumstances?
I came for a girl and I stayed because it's my home.
So that is not an unusual story across the globe. Is people following
One of the
people,
most common.
The most common is like a movie here. It's romance has driven Bo back to
Another
his
local
home.
born.
And how did that work out?
We split up.
And now, but you're
Yes,
in your
I'm 33.
33, still young. So your average day, I mean, you and I were just talking before we started filming, and you basically are sleeping in doorways wherever you can, and currently you're on a church grounds, or?
Yes.
And when you're...
There's an active security camera, that's why I chose it.
And it's a church security camera or the town's?
Church.
And how often do you come in here?
I come in here every few weeks, once a month on average, probably.
And there
Do
are...
laundry with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Get some stuff dried after it got rained on. That's why I'm here today.
Are there other places you can go do laundry?
Other laundromats in town.
But
There
no-
is the Mana Center, but it's overcrowded. And getting laundry done literally takes 4 or 5 days sometimes.
And there's a long line, and is it free?
Yes.
So that's the benefit of waiting, is it's free. But you'll typically come in here, do a wash once every couple months, and then you'll do drying.
I would rather panhandle for what I need to come here than wait for days at Mana.
Right.
I absolutely come here as often as I can.
And when you're sleeping at night, you said it has a security camera, and theft is an issue if you were to leave your belongings.
Yes.
So you take
I tend to speak out when the general morals of public are violated, and people target me for it.
So the homeless population in Northampton, how many people would you say it is?
Over 100.
Over 100? Wow. And are they, like, you're more or less a native?
A lot are in houses, various trap houses, or crashing at a friend's place,
Right.
or staying at a shelter.
Now, of these
But
100,
there's at least 100 of us.
now you said you're a native of Northampton.
Yes.
How many of those 100 are actually Northampton natives? Best guess.
Not many.
So like 10 out of 100.
Less. Less than 10, more than 5.
Northampton has about 100 people in the homeless community, and most of them are not from Northampton. So why do people come to Northampton?
Food, specifically.
But it's not like we have
Food
food
and
lying on the
clothing,
street,
and
so it's the programs.
It's the programs and such available.
So what's one of the programs that provides food?
The Mana Center.
So the Mana Center,
6 days a week.
it's a not-for-profit that is funded by just private citizens and
And
companies.
donations of food, yes.
And they provide hot meals 6 days a week. How many meals a day?
Once.
So lunch, dinner?
They also now, I believe, run a Friday breakfast in addition to a lunch.
Okay.
So 2 meals on that day.
Free meals is one, but how do people know about this?
It's advertised in every other community center in town. Every homeless person knows the name.
So Mana
Someone
is
asks
advertising
where
this?
to get a thing done. It's not directly advertised through Mana.
It's just word of mouth in the homeless community.
Yes.
The people in Northampton, when they come here, like, are they from California, Texas? Like, where?
My ex-girlfriend from last summer was from out Arizona.
Arizona. So they're coming from like all over the United States.
think-
Food is one reason they come. Any other reasons?
The housing authorities, it seems they're a little better around here.
Right. But you're still trying to get into the housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
didn't try it for a long time.
right. But now you're finally.
I didn't know how.
Now that
I
you're in your
had
30s,
to-
it's time to be serious.
I had to commit a felony and end up on probation in order to get a social worker assigned to teach me how to fill out applications.
Right. Well, that, I mean,
There
it's
was no
interesting,
other
right.
path available to me.
Right. And that's probably, would you say that that's probably a similar story with most people in your situation? Yeah. It's interesting that Northampton is well known now for housing and meals.
Northampton is also known and was until recently known as one of the more peaceful communities in the area.
And you're seeing
Friendly hippies like myself love
right.
that.
And you're seeing that it's becoming a little more violent and
It's
unsafe.
becoming more violent, there's more drugs, there's more needles and capsules everywhere. That's why they ripped out all the shrubs at the park,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
because people were leaving. I heard the cleaning people say they picked up 100 needles just from the greenery on the corner by
Right.
the Academy steps.
That's crazy. And it's worth pointing out that that park was renovated probably about 6 or 7 years ago. They
And they're
pumped,
gonna
they
do
pumped,
it again.
they pumped a few $1 million in.
They're gonna do it again.
And they're going to do it again, right? But you know, there's tax dollars at work. So when I last saw you, you were celebrating, I think, 7 days of being sober. How has that been going?
It's more than 7 days now. A little under 2 months, or right around 2 months.
2 months. So that's a great milestone.
I was off for 10 months before that, and now I'm going to be off for 2.
That's what we hope.
I ain't going back.
All right. Well, that's the commitment I guess
I
you
don't
need.
believe hope has a thing to do with it. It's commitment, and self-control. I don't drink in addition to the weed anymore. That's
Right.
about it.
And the weed is to help medicate. And
It helps me
because you deal with
sleep.
anxiety and other things.
It treats anxiety and bipolar disorder. Perfect for me.
And it's working because here you are becoming as famous as I am now. So one of the times that Bo and I interacted in the laundromat was I happened to be at my house and the computer was on and I had the security camera on in the background in the computer and I could hear general noises in the laundromat. And I started hearing an unusual pattern of noises and a lot of voices, and it sounded like there was a group of hundreds of people that descended on the laundromat, and I thought, oh, this could be fantastic, because look at all that business. And instead, I look at the camera and I see there's at least 10 people and a dog.
A big pit.
It was a big pit bull, right? And they were just hanging out in the front of the laundromat.
Doing each other's hair and shit.
Yes, that's right. They were wrapping hair and just sitting on the floor, like everywhere. So I get in my car and I come down to the laundromat and I was like, what is going on in here? And the only person I saw and recognized was Bo. I was like, Bo, what are you doing? You know the rules. And what did you say?
I tried to tell them. They don't listen.
Right, you told me. I told them that they can't be here. And then I looked at you and I said, yeah, and you're here too, just hanging out. So, but I asked you guys politely and respectfully to leave, and they did.
I was
No,
going to try
actually,
to mediate if anything bad
but,
happens.
but do you remember there was one question? The girl whose hair was being braided said, can we finish braiding my hair? And I think I said yes, if I'm not mistaken. I said yes, but you only have a couple minutes to finish. So, but look,
They were a little bit bitchy about that.
this is the life of laundromats. You know, you'll see on different videos that laundromat ownership is, it's passive income, you don't have to do anything. But there are people that you deal with every day in a laundromat. And especially an unattended laundromat, you have to be extra vigilant about making sure everything is running smoothly in your laundromat. What would your hope or message or philosophy be, or recommendation for someone like me?
I would say the best advice I'm currently able to give is to treat them on an individual basis.
I think that's why this works, right? You've come in here, I don't kick you out because you follow the rules, and you respect my space, and I respect the fact that you need a laundromat. And so I think that's a good message, because I treat, when you're in here, you're a customer like anyone else. And if you don't follow the rules, then we have issues. But you have been respectful, and I'm respectful back, I hope.
Yes.
And what would your message be to other people in your situation that are in need of businesses like a laundromat or a restaurant or anything like that?
We seem to have forgotten how to, I'm just gonna say it, act like real civilized people.
Right.
If we want to be treated properly, then we need to learn to initiate that procedure first.
I feel like if you're in my business establishment, then you need to abide by the rules like anyone else in here, whether it's a homeless person or whether it's someone with plenty of money that just needs to use a machine because their machine broke. Everybody has to follow the same rules. And if anybody is abusing, the machines or abusing the rules of the laundromat, then they're gonna have an issue. At least with my laundromat. I don't know, other laundromats maybe not.
I know this one.
The name of the podcast is Laundry List. So what is like one of the things on your laundry list? If you could do anything, what would it be?
I'd like to take a paid vacation to Germany.
A
for
paid
about a
vacation
month.
to Germany. Well, this is your very first on Laundry List. The best place for brainwashing.
Well, thank you for having me.